As we all know, corporate America has been in a downfall for many years now. Companies and entire industries are promoting dangerous things like work-life balance, mental health, and even paternity leave. But I am on a mission to fix this. I'm going to visit international cities and explore and investigate their corporate and work culture to see if there are any tactics and strategies that I can bring back to the United States and get us back on track. I chose to come to Mexico City because it's one of the largest and most densely populated economic engines in the Western Hemisphere. There are over 22 million people in the metro area alone. There's a booming tech sector, and it's one of the fastest growing startup ecosystems in Latin America. While I'm here, I'm going to immerse myself in the culture and talk to locals, and hopefully by the end of the trip, I'm gonna have some new ideas and new strategies that I can bring back home. Let's go. So Paulina, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. The reason I'm here is to learn from Mexico City, the people who are working here, who are based here, and see what you're doing from a corporate perspective, what's working best for you so that I can bring it back to the United States and we can get things back on track. So really appreciate your time today.
You're welcome.
Absolutely. And there's been a lot of interesting terminology that's been shared with me, and I'd love to hear your take on some of these terms. So what does the word tanda mean to you?
Tanda, it's when a group of people will pitch in or pool some money, and each of them will take turns to collect the entire pot.
Everyone else is going to pay their part, and you're going to trust that whenever your time comes, you're going to receive that money. So
Understood.
It's sort of like a loan, but you pay it without interest.
Coworkers would like collect money from each other and then give the bonus to the boss at the end of the week.
No, it will be like to you.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
it will not be
gotcha.
to the boss.
Oh,
that boss.
like to like the CEO then, not the boss. Are coworkers doing this often?
Yeah, it's really often, and also it helps a lot throughout the Christmas season.
Yeah, I love tanda. I think it can be applied in a lot of really interesting ways. I think I could bring that back. That's good.
How?
So I understand many of you have had some complaints that there's not enough bonuses being shared around here, and I absolutely empathize with the situation. So I'm gonna roll out a Tanda bonus program. So what we're gonna do is every paycheck, we're gonna take 10% out of your pay, we're gonna pool it all together, each of us together, and at the end of the quarter or end of the month or end of the year, we're gonna take that money and we're gonna give it to one of the executives, starting with the CEO, of course, just so that they know that we're really dialed in, that we really like working here, that we appreciate everything that they do for us. So I'm really excited about this. This should boost company morale. We should all start to get really happy and productive around here. What do you guys think? What is the term Domingo de Bajón?
And you had a crazy weekend, and then the day after, it's Monday.
Right.
So you have to go to work, go to school, all that stuff.
Right.
So you are tired of the weekend.
Right.
And you are sad about starting the week.
Understood.
So you have Sunday to rest and be sad and all that stuff.
I can see Domingo de Bajón really affecting employees' morale and productivity. So what I think would be a good idea is just to make Sunday a working day. Long term, 7 days a week should be working days. That way, just hear me out for a second. If every day was a working day, then you're never thinking, oh, I have work the next day.
That would be slavery.
I'd say it's more of indentured servitude. So I just wanted to empathize with you guys for a little bit. I understand that many of you have been feeling a little sad on Sundays. You know that you have to come into work the next day, deal with me, deal with your obligations. They actually have a phrase for that in Mexico City, which is Domingo de Bajón, which means sad Sunday. So moving forward, we're not gonna have any more sad Sundays. We're actually gonna just start working on Sunday. You're only gonna be sad 1 day a week. That's why we're introducing Sábado de Bajón. So you're only gonna be sad on Saturdays, okay? This is gonna be best for you, obviously best for the company, best for everybody. So I hope you guys are as excited as I am for this. So there's a term, ahorita. What is ahorita? What does it mean?
So literally what ahorita means is the diminutive of ahora, which is now.
Okay.
It would be right now.
Right.
But if you say right now in English, it means right away.
Right.
But in Mexico and Latin America overall, if you say ahorita, it can mean right now, in a few minutes, later today, or maybe even never.
How would it be used in the workplace?
Like, hey, can you send me an email? And I will be like, ahorita. It's like, I will actually do it, but that will mean it can just take by the end of the day.
it is not professional to say ahorita.
Understood. So maybe an employer can tell an employee, I need this done ahorita, and the employee will act like it needs to be done right now, even if the employer doesn't necessarily need it done for like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
It's no, because it's a way, number one, from an employee of resisting orders.
Right.
You know, but if you're the employer, then you're not creating like confidence or responsibility like towards your team. Like, when do they need to provide results?
Right. One of the most important parts of my job as a leader is to keep you all as confused as possible at all times, but I need to make sure that you're also acting with as much urgency at all times. So moving forward, I'm going to be implementing the word ahorita as much as I can, because ahorita means now, it means tomorrow, it means next week, it could also mean next quarter or next year, but you need to act like it needs to be done yesterday, okay? So this is the best word that I can use to make sure that you guys are very confused, very perplexed, but acting with urgency and stressed out 24/7. So moving forward, get ready to be hearing ahorita a lot more. How would you rate the commuting culture in Mexico City? Like getting into the office, getting back and forth from work, traffic, things of that nature.
It's horrible.
It's horrible?
My husband, when he first came to Mexico City, he did like 3 hours.
3 hours.
And if it rained, to get back home, he would arrive like 11,
So like he'd leave at what time in the morning and then get back?
like at 5:30.
Wow, 5:30 to 11.
If you want to live close to your jobs, you have to pay a lot of money. Most of the times, the rent is twice or 3 or 4 times your salary.
Easy.
So you have to live in the outskirts of Mexico City, which means you're going to be talking about 2-3 hour commutes to work.
Right. Easy solution for that in my mind is just to require your employees to also live in the office.
That would mean offices would need to pay more for people to live there. So
Right.
they're not going to do that.
To put on the shirt,
Yeah.
I've heard this term several times.
It should be something good, like something meaning you're loyal, you're committed. But the thing is, most companies use it as getting you to work even more
Right.
than you're supposed to.
Right. If you want an employee to kind of like lock in and like do a good job, you might say, put on the shirt.
Yes.
Could you say no to put, like if your boss says put on the shirt and you're like, no, what would happen?
You wouldn't say no, but
Yeah.
you would just not do it. You'd be like, sure.
So you can say put on the shirt whenever one of your employees is like taking off over the weekend or they're scheduling some PTO. You can simply say put on the shirt and they'll cancel those trips, right?
No. It doesn't have to do with self-sacrifice.
Oh.
It has to do with a sense of belonging, like truly believing on the purpose of the company, on their values.
Okay, so I think I got it. So if an employee is scheduling like paternity leave or maternity leave, or they're trying to start a family outside of work, you can just say, hey, put on the shirt, and then they'll stop having plans on starting a family.
That would be trying to manipulate your employee
Absolutely.
so
Yeah.
that you can get what you want,
Yeah.
which is his time.
There is a wonderful phrase that I learned out in Mexico City that is called ponte la camiseta, which means put on the shirt. And this is a phrase you can use when your team doesn't want to bend to your will, okay? So say that they're really burnt out, they're really stressed out, they haven't slept in a few days. All you need to do is tell them, hey, put on the shirt, and they will be obligated and kind of mentally obliged to just lock in and do their job and stop complaining. So moving forward, if anyone has any complaints, I'm just gonna say, hey, put on the shirt. Are you familiar with the term viernes chilango?
Of course. So okay, here in Mexico City on Fridays, you end up your day earlier.
Okay.
So if usually you end up at 6, on Friday you will leave work at 3.
Wow.
Yes.
And so if they leave at 3 instead of 6, that means they're quitting?
No, it's okay. It's a thing.
Oh.
It's like Viernes Chilango, we all know it. We all leave early.
Basically our TGI Friday, so it's when the weekend starts way before 6 p.m. on a Friday.
So they stop working before 6 p.m. on a Friday.
Yes.
And you guys celebrate this.
I don't think it's celebrated, but it's more just a way of living it.
Honestly, I think that is a good opportunity. If you know your employees are going to lunch and they might not be coming back because of Viernes Chilango, what you can do is you can set a mandatory meeting at 6 p.m. for example, and it has to be in office, in person, and anyone who doesn't make it back from lunch, you can let them go, you know? So I think it's like a good opportunity to find kind of the people who aren't committed.
Or you can try understanding why your employees will not want to come back after lunch.
And start having good practices forward.
It was clear to see that I was finally getting through to Paulina and that she was learning a lot from our conversation, but my mind was already drifting away as I was thinking about all of the amazing things that I've learned about Mexico City. And I'm very excited to bring back everything that I learned here and get us back on track in the United States. But the mission is not over. We're gonna keep traveling, keep exploring other international cities. So if you have any recommendations on where we should go next, let me know. And thanks for watching.